Good morning, students. In last class we covered production technology of marigold, and now we'll cover the production technology of jasmine. So commercially there are four important species of jasmine. They are jasmine and sambac, which is commonly known as Arabian jasmine. They are bushy in nature and the flowering time is from April to October. Second is Jasminum grandiflorum. It is commonly known as Spanish jasmine and it is woody in nature. They are also bushy. They can be either bushy or climbing type. The flower, in case of Jasmine grandiflorum, the birds when they are young, they have a red tinge, and when they open, although the bloom is white, but they have a red tinge underneath the flower. And the flowering time for Jasminum grandiflorum is June to September. Jasminum auriculatum, which is commonly known as juhi, it is a flowering shrub, and the flowering period is mainly during the rainy season. Jasminum multiflorum, it is known as kakada in southern India. The flowering period for multiflorum is December to January, and they are mainly used as a shrubbery border in gardens. Okay, this is the picture. These are the pictures of different species of jasmine, so that you can identify based on the flower shape of the flower, the number of petals, and the leaf pattern. So please go through it. Oh, apart from jasmine, we have mostly seen in white color, but there are species which are yellow in color, such as Jasminum humile and Jasminum nudiflorum, Jasminum mesnai, and there are also pink colored jasmine such as Jasminum polyanthum. Jasmine has a loose flower. It is used for garland preparation, gajra making, which is a daily routine for women in southern India, and for decoration purposes, and for perfume making and essential oil. Jasmine has originated from Southeast Asia, West Asia and Europe. It belongs to the family Oleaceae, and the chromosome number is 2n is equal to 26. In case of diploid species such as Jasminum grandiflorum and auriculatum, but in case of tetraploid species like Jasminum flexile, the chromosome number is 2n is equal to 52. For climatic and soil requirements, the climate of northern India is not as suitable as much as the southern India. So the favorable temperature varies from 15 to 30 degrees Celsius, and for soil, well-drained soil of sandy loam or clay, they are well suited for its growth, and it can tolerate a wide range of pH. For propagation, it can be propagated through cuttings, layerings and seeds. Different kinds of cuttings are used for propagation of jasmine, which is comparatively easy with respect to layering and seeds. Layering is cumbersome, so it is not practiced very popularly, and seeds, they are mainly used for development of new varieties. In case of jasmine sambac, semi-hardwood cuttings of 15 to 20 cm are used, and terminal cuttings are also used in case of Jasminum sambac. In grandiflorum, only terminal cuttings are used, and in auriculatum, only semi-hardwood cuttings are used. So cuttings, they are mainly taken during May to July, and rooting, it takes quite a long time, like for 45 to 60 days. It's a long period for rooting. Under land preparation and planting, the jasmine plant, they are mainly planted in pits, and based on the type of soil, the pit size can vary. For example, in case of sandy loam soil, the pit size is 45 cm cube, and in case of clay soil, it is 90 cm cube. After digging the pit, they are exposed to sun for 7 to 10 days, mainly for killing harmful microbes or insect eggs and insects, and well rotten FIM is applied at the rate of 10 to 20 kg per pit, and irrigated immediately. And after this, the next day planting is done, and immediately after planting, light irrigation is provided. They are planted mainly during two seasons. During rainy season, cuttings are used, and during spring season, layering can be done. Spacing, it varies with the species, like for example in Jasminum sambac, the spacing is less compared to other species. It is 1.2 into 1.2 meters, and in case of grandiflorum, it is 2 meters into 1.5 meters. In case of auriculatum, the spacing is 1.8 meter into 1.8 meter. Fertilization also varies with the species. In grandiflorum, it is the recommended fertilizer dose is 100 is to 150 is to 100 gram of NPK per plant per year. In case of auriculatum, the fertilizer dose is higher, that is 120 is to 240 is to 240 gram per plant per year. And in case of jasminum sambac, it is 90 is to 120 is to 240 gram per plant per year. Under cultural operations, irrigation is provided as per the type of the soil and also the growing period. For example, in case of sandy loam, the irrigation is provided at 3 to 4 days interval, and in case of clay soil, it is provided at 10 to 15 days interval. And similarly, based on the growing period, during winter months, the irrigation is provided at 10 to 15 days interval, and during remaining time period of the year, it is provided at weekly intervals. Pruning is an important operation in jasmine, which is done to mainly remove the dead and dried parts of the leaves and also the old growth, and it is done up to 45 centimeter height from the ground, and mainly during the end of the January month. And in jasmine, chemical defoliants, which is mainly used to remove leaves, are also used quite popularly, and these are the examples of chemical defoliants such as para-aquatic chloride, pentachlorophenol, potassium chloride, sodium chloride and ethereal. They are used at higher concentration for defoliation purposes. Under harvesting and yield, the flower buds, when they are fully developed but still unopened, they are plucked mainly during the morning hours. But for concrete extraction, that is for the production of perfume or essential oil, fully opened flowers are harvested. So there is a difference. For other loose purpose, they are harvested when the flowers are in bud form. But for the concrete extraction, for perfume or essential oil extraction, they are open. Fully open flowers are harvested. So the yield, again it varies with the species. Sambac, it's quite a lot of difference, from 700 to 8000 kg per hectare. In case of grandiflorum, the yield varies from 4000 to 10,000 kg per hectare, and in case of auriculatum, it varies from 4000 to 9000 kg per hectare. Okay, oil extraction and concrete extraction. This is a very important operation in case of jasmine and other aromatic flower crops like rose and tuberose also. So in jasmine, what happens, these volatile oils, they are present on the inner and upper surface of the sepals and petals, and the oil glands, they are so deeply seated that steam distillation is not possible, is not practical, like in the case of rose oil. In case of rose, steam distillation is utilized, but in case of jasmine, solvent extraction is mainly utilized. So for concrete extraction, the flowers are plucked in during morning hours, specifically before 9 am. This is because the fragrance, it begins after sunset and it continues till a few hours after sunrise. So that's why it is recommended to pluck the flowers before 9 am in the morning. Jasmine concentrate, it is a wax-like substances which contains natural perfume oil and which constitute volatile oil, plant waxes and coloring matter. So the solvent extractant which are used for jasmine oil extraction are hexane, petroleum ether and carbon tetrachloride. Among these, hexane is the best solvent extractant. The flowers are first treated with the purified hexane at the rate of 2 liter per kg of flowers. In the case of rotary extractor, where there is this combination flowers along with the hexane, they are continuously stirred, and in case of static extractor, where they are not disturbed, the hexane dose is 4 to 5 liters per kg of flower. So that this treatment is done for 30 minutes. And in case of rotary type of extractor, the flowers in the container, they are mixed slowly with the hexane for 20 minutes, and this ensures complete extraction. And later on, after 20 minutes, for removal of the hexane, they are subjected to steam distillation at 70 to 75 degrees Celsius. To further purify the concrete, to further purify the product, they are subjected to vacuum distillation, and the final product which we get is in the form of molten wax. So again, based on species, the floral concrete recovery, it varies. In case of Jasminum sambac, the recovery percentage is 0.14 to 0.19 percentage. In case of auriculatum, it is 0.29 to 0.36 percentage, which is the maximum among all these three species. And in grandiflorum, the concrete recovery percentage, it varies from 0.24 to 0.3 percentage. Okay, next coming to the disease and pest. The following are the various diseases which infect the jasmine, and it affects the jasmine crop production. So first we'll deal with wilt, which is caused due to Fusarium solani. It results in yellowing of the leaves, black coloration of the roots, and ultimately the plant dies. So this disease can be controlled by soil drenching with Bevestin 2 gram per liter. Then second disease is rust. It is a foliar disease caused by Euromyces hobsoni, and it mainly appears during rainy months, and you can observe brown pustules on the surface of the leaves, and this disease can be controlled by the spray of propiconazole at the rate of 1 ml per liter. Alternaria leaf spot is another foliar disease caused by Alternaria jasminii, and in this dark brown spots appear on leaves, and later on when it enlarges, it leads to leaf blighting, and it can be controlled by the spray of mancozeb 2.5 gram per liter. The last is Cercospora leaf spot. It is caused due to Cercospora geminicola, and in this circular or irregular reddish brown colored spots can be observed on the surface of the leaves, and it can be controlled by the spray of carbendazim at the rate of 0.1 percentage. Okay, these are the pests which infest the jasmine crop. Root knot nematode. First is the root knot nematode. This results in the formation of knots in roots, and which leads to yellowing of the leaves and dieback of the shoots. It can be controlled by application of 10 grams of 4-8 granules near the root zone, and after the application of these granules near the root zone, it needs to be irrigated so that this chemical can percolate into the soil and reach the different areas of the roots. Second pest which infests is the areophyte mite, and it infects all the aerial parts of the plant. It sucks the sap from the plants, and it affects the growth as well as the flower of the plant. This areophyte mite can be controlled by the spray of miticides such as ivermectin at the rate of 0.5 ml per liter. Third is your birdworm. This mainly feeds on the unopened birds, and it affects the opening of the bird as well as the overall production of the flowers. Birdworm can be controlled by the spray of spinosad, also known as with its trade name tracer, at the rate of 0.5 ml per liter. Last pest is your leaf weber. This what it does is, the caterpillar of leaf weber, it builds an elaborate network of webbing mainly on the leaves, and it feeds on the chlorophyll of the leaves, and it can be controlled by spraying imidacloprid at the rate of 2 ml per liter. Okay, this is the last slide, which contains various varieties. All these varieties usually have usually been developed from southern India, and based on species I have categorized into different species. So please go through it, and for this also try to remember as many as possible. Okay, thank you so much.